So this episode was my second favorite of the season. All this tension with Elizabeth and Philip finally comes to a head where Philip can tell that he has some leverage over her. The scandal could potentially affect Elizabeth a lot more than it would look badly on him. So he finally uses this leverage and just comes out and says what he wants. He says, I want a title. And you get this great shot of them at the ceremony and Elizabeth giving him this title, finally giving him what he wants, and they can barely look at each other. Just so much tension. And we've seen Elizabeth be very practical and very ruthless. Now we see it from Philip as well, just him completely cutting off his friend Mike, saying there's no room for mistakes, no room for scandal. We do get this shot of Philip and Mike drinking at the end and saying it's an end of an era. I guess a scummy cheating on your wife era, but an era nonetheless. And then we see a lot of the new Prime Minister, Harold Macmillan, just putting all the blame for the Suez Crisis on Eden, and it just shows these political opportunists how they'll be completely pushing for something, and then as soon as it goes badly, be like, me? What name so? I never wanted to go to war. You gotta take responsibility for that. And then Elizabeth, who the show sometimes depicts as being kind of out of touch with the broader world and world affairs, but she's always seems very shrewd and understanding about human nature and just the different things people do. So in her interactions with Harold Macmillan, you see this, and also her interactions with Eden, where she talks about how sometimes the people who go to war, you know, we always think of it for very noble reasons or for maybe economic reasons, but sometimes it's just their ambition and their want to leave a mark on history and be remembered and have school children in 100 years read history books about them. And Elizabeth sums this up when she says history is not made by people who do nothing, and it just shows this perverse incentive that politicians have to push for war. But you can't help but feel a bit for Eden, coming back from Jamaica, this peaceful place, just to the throngs of protesters swarming outside his car. And I did enjoy him calling out Harold Macmillan for his two-faced nature, saying how adroitly your weather vane spins. It's the most high-class British way of calling someone out. So a very strong episode, and that scene of Philip getting his title and Elizabeth giving it to him just so symbolizes their whole relationship, where he just has this insecurity that just drives him crazy and he can't get over it, and all the concessions that Elizabeth makes to him and that he makes to her, that really just sums up their relationship as a whole.